So she got more signs. Trump is a... And then I want to show you something. I had to pull over. I hope I don't get killed by ongoing traffic. Star Wars. Remember when we all loved Star Wars? Billionaires suck. But somebody put this on their yard. Now, how is that helping? Really, how is that fucking helping? Alright? And then I want to put this guy up here. She put this one up, which is disgusting. Trump plus Epstein. No! It is Epstein plus men. Because, yeah, the only reason why we all know about... Hi, sweetie.
Hello.
Are these your signs?
They are?
I'm not a Trumper.
Okay.
I actually have been writing about healing the country. This pissed me off, and I'll tell you why it pissed me off. I followed Epstein. I tried for 20 years to get him arrested because the feminists were doing it, and everybody's like, where is the feminist? Nobody gave a shit. We actually have a girl from Waterbury who's missing, who nobody gives a shit about. I've asked questions about that over and over again. Somebody also put a sign in front of you saying Obama is a war criminal. Did you see that?
Right here or down?
No, right by your mailbox. That's why I pulled over. Because I don't think this helps anybody. Because Epstein should have been taken down 20 years ago. The only reason why people care about him is because he's connected to Trump. You know? Doesn't that make us all hypocritical, the Democrats and the Republicans? My car says, press, cry harder. I'm giving you a heads up who I am.
Be
Yeah, well-
careful parking here. This road's very dangerous.
Well, that's exactly what I said. But here's my thing is, my father is the Marines who sued Iran for the right to, because of what happened in the Beirut bombing. All right? Connecticut for a long time. We joined together when it was right for our state. You know, the unions supported the Republicans when we didn't want the income tax because we knew the income tax would hurt business in Connecticut. Do you really think these signs help?
Makes people angry. One. The second thing is that I've had people come by and say thank you.
Yeah, but the thing is, should we be thanking us or should we be like reaching our hands out? Because I'm the one who broke the story in Litchfield where they were about to honor a guy who raped a bunch of kids because it was before rape shield laws. All the kids backed down because they didn't want their names or records. I mean, can you imagine being 12 years old and your whole name is recognized with a coach who raped a bunch of kids? You know, so they backed down.
Yeah.
And because they backed down on it, they were saying he was innocent. And it was the Democrats who were supporting him.
Wow.
And here's the crazy thing is, shouldn't we all be agreeing with certain things?
Wow.
You know, shouldn't we be working together to try and improve
Yeah.
Connecticut?
Yeah, I think in general, rapists shouldn't be in power and whatnot.
Well, I agree. But the only reason why Trump and Epstein is connected is because anybody cares about Epstein is because he was connected to a Trump and they decided to make it a political thing. You know? And it isn't. Right now, it's only about maybe, I did the math, it's like 23% of the Connecticut feel this way. Most people have been pushed out of voting. I want people to start voting so it's not the worst of two extremes. We're actually getting people in power who care about the people. You know? People are mad about Obama when he opened up and did all the money for suppressing people speaking.
Yeah.
You had give you a hint, okay? I used to do journalism and work on what happened in the churches when they were covering up the children who were getting raped. Every time we point out the similarity with the trans community trying to hide people who have long histories of raping people, I mean, can we say we love trans people? We want them to have rights. We want them to be able to work. We don't want them to discriminate, but we don't want to hide pedophiles under this group.
Yeah.
You know, why can't we ask that question without being closed down?
Yeah. I don't know. Not real happy with the whole state of everything. That's why we've got the signs, and
Yeah, but
I
the
think that the people around here, a lot of Democrats and that side of the thing, they're afraid to speak out because with all the Trump stuff, they've gotten very emboldened and have a lot of rally to do and be.
Well, that's part of my fear. That's one of my fear, because what's happening on the Republican side is we used to have what was called sovereign citizens, which were those extreme rightists. They're the ones who blow up Oklahoma City and things like that. They're the ones who are like anti-government, cops are bad, we shouldn't be discriminating against people, stuff like that, and the FBI called them a terrorist group. All right, the Republicans fought against them. Now we have Democrats that are that extremist and that on that side, and we're not allowed to talk about it. My paper got hit. I got hit. I had my social media closed down by a Democratic think tank in Worcester, Massachusetts. Why do they care about what's happening in local government in Waterbury or Thomaston or Litchfield, which what I was writing about? But I was closed down. How is that fair when the little people are getting shut down?
Right.
I mean, my car says Eve was framed. That should tell you everything about me. My son is named Peace. All right? And I'm asking, why are we fighting so hard on stuff that's not? Why do we have books in school that okay adults and children having sex together?
No, there's a lot of issues.
Yeah, and the thing is, I love the two mommies. Let me tell you, I have two mommies. I love those books. All right, I love the books that everybody can love everybody. But why is it wrong for me to say I don't want books in elementary schools to say it's okay for adults to have sex with children? Well, it's not above your pay grade because you are becoming part of the problem.
I appreciate your opinion on the matter.
Well, and I helped you take down a sign because
I appreciate that.
Because I think that was just as wrong.
Yeah, I mean that's trespassing on my property. I don't.
Somebody ripped down his sign.
Is that what happened?
I don't know. I know it's gone, and I know they're going to blame you for it. And I'm glad you said you didn't do it.
Oh, he's got cameras over there.
Yeah, but it's probably the same person. It's the same type of person who put this sign here. It's the same type of person on your side who ripped down that tag.
Right.
Does that help, or does that just make people angry?
I mean, I believe in freedom of speech, so he's have every right to put up his stuff. And so does everybody else in this town that wants to put up Trump things. I'm also allowed to put up my things.
No, I agree with that.
So,
but how do you feel about your tax dollars being used in a political think tank in Massachusetts to shut down other people's freedom of speech, like mine?
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with that as far as the town stuff. But.
Well, it's not. We use federal taxpayer money to attack journalists small journalists like me. I'm actually helping someone move, so forgive me, I look like a mess. I'm actually dressed like you because you weren't planning on this, Yeah, I probably freaked you out when I parked.
I thought you were coming to steal more signs because we had just gotten a bunch stolen. I had to re-put them back up again.
I'm sorry that someone stole the sign. No, I'm actually a free speech person, and I think that the attitude needs to fix. I think we need to start talking to each other. I think that 80% of the people do not want books in school that encourage children to have sex with adults, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the type of person who used to protest to get gay marriage here in Connecticut, and you're telling, I stood in front of a trans man who was about to be fag bashed in New Haven back in the 90s. And somehow I'm transphobic because I don't think books should be breaking that natural boundary that says you shouldn't be wanting to have sex with children.
Yeah.
You know? Why can't Democrats and Republicans agree on that?
I do not know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the problem. I think that we as a society can do better if we weren't getting people all pissed off. And you're not on the camera, it's just a tree. See, I want you to be respectful. I'm showing you I'm respectful to you. But no, I think as a society, there are things that we all agree on. Epstein that list should be released, 100%. I think the Democrats should admit the only reason why they care about the Epstein file now is because it's linked to Trump.
Right.
They should have cared about it 20 years ago.
100%.
All right? It shouldn't be a gay issue to say we don't want books in elementary schools that encourage kids to have sex with adults. You know? And all the suppression of speech and telling everybody we can't talk, we have more in common than we don't.
Right.
You know? So, how many times have they ripped down your signs? Second time? All right. You notice, see my car?
Yeah.
All right. It says Eve was framed, press is, press, cry harder. That's my sticker because people hate me. But I will never rip down your signs because to me that's taking down freedom of speech. But I will say, I would love for everybody to sit down and talk, and the stuff we agree on, we should agree on, you know, because I do blame the Democratic Party for slandering all the feminists, because they did. They pushed so many feminists out of the Democratic Party, which the Democratic Party is supposed to be for women, for making excuses that we shouldn't have, you know, and it's not just Epstein, it's a bunch of things, you know.
Nope.
Can I shake your hand?
Sure, I'm a little sick, but...
That's okay. I appreciate you talking to me.
Yeah, for sure.
All right?
Yeah. And best of luck.
Well, you can read my articles. I'm in a paper that's called Extreme Right. I'm called Right Wing, and you know what my kid's name is?
Yep.
Friggin', you know, most of my life the Republicans said only good feminist is one raped to death. And I got, instead of having the Republicans saying that to me, I have friggin' Democrats saying it to me.
Right.
I had Democrats say this to me, and I swear they did, because I have it documented, that I was talking about the children who were raped during, you know, the whole church thing in Bridgeport.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a girl who was raped, and the guy said, well, she was lucky to be raped because you can tell she was female. That's not transphobic to call that out as abusive behavior. But the fact that we can't talk about it is the problem. You know, no decent Democrat, I think, will support that. I don't think any decent Democrat would like to know that millions of dollars of our tax money is being used in a think tank in Massachusetts to shut down speech. You know? And just like I think it's horrible they're ripping down your signs, you know, and ripping down his sign. But I think part of the problem is we're not talking. And we have more in common than not. Have a good day. I'm Kimberly. If you want to look for my articles, because I'm going to probably write a formal op-ed about this.
Okay. If you just would not want to share my address.
I don't share your address. I don't even tell the town. All right.